What is going on, trainers? DrumVillain here, bringing you some more Pokemon Go PvP content, and today we're talking about the Little Jungle Cup, which is a returning format from Season 9. It's under 500 CP limit, limited typings are available in it, and as far as the Little Cups go, they often have the issue with certain Pokemon dominating, like Bronzor in the original Little Cup, Ducklett in the Element Cup, and this still has that same kind of problem, but not as bad. There's a little bit more variety in what you can use and get away with. So I'm going to be talking about a team that I've had great success with last night and this morning. Pretty much straight 4-1 sets with this team. So if you're looking for a team to use, quick matchups, get that Stardust grinded out, this might be the team for you. So let's just jump into it. Don't forget, guys, the official UK regionals are happening in Liverpool this weekend, which I will be attending, and I'll be bringing you guys a video next week with some of the highlights of that, what to expect from that. So if you're not sure what's going to be upcoming for your country down the line, because these are the first ones taking place globally, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date and catch that video when I do upload it. I do also have some videos up from the Little Jungle Cup when it was last available back in Season 9. If you want to check those out, I'll put some links down in the description below. Those teams are still very meta relevant. They'll still have great play because the meta hasn't really changed since Season 9 for this cup. It's really the same Pokemon that dominate and the same effective save swaps, the same effective leads, closers and all that. So check those out if you're looking for more team ideas. Now, I do believe that the star of this team in particular is Swinub. I believe Swinub is an underrated and underutilized pick in the Little Cup meta. It has fantastic coverage with Body Slam and Icy Wind, which is going to debuff opponents. Body Slam's nice and spammy. Powder Snow is fantastic for energy generation, and because everything's so squishy in this meta, you're not often going to need any more than 2 charge moves to knock pretty much anything out. Alright, team composition. On the lead, we're going to have Ducklett. Ducklett's a very strong choice in the Jungle Cup meta as well as the Element Cup meta. You can run Brave Bird and Bubble Beam. You've got Aerial Ace if you don't want to debuff yourselves. Wing Attack and Water Gun as fast moves. Great Pokemon all around, has very strong performance. On the save swap, we're going to be running Swinub, and that's just because of its generalized coverage we were just talking about. It can one-shot things like Cottonee with the Icy Wind. Does pretty well against things like Ducklett. It's not completely shut down by Chinchou or some of the other spicier typings in this meta. And in the back, we've got Bulbasaur, which is our hard wall to a Chinchou that might come into our Ducklett. It does pretty well against Cottonee as well, resisted the charm damage and the capability to one-shot with the Sludge Bomb. So, nice strong team with some solid coverage against some of the strongest picks in the meta. So let's take a look at some gameplay with this team. First match we come up against was actually a Spinder lead. And Spinder, if you don't know, because a lot of people won't know Spinder's moveset, it's not a Pokemon that you really consider in that sense, but it does have access to Icy Wind, and it's also got Psycho Cut as a fast move, which is great for energy generation for all those Mewtwo and Cresselia fans out there. They'll know that Psycho Cut is a fantastic fast move for that energy generation, so Spinder can be a little bit spammy to deal with. But the good news is that none of its moves have Stab, which is absolutely great for it, so you're not going to be too hard threatened by it. Now, we do swap out to Swinub just to clear the debuff, see what they want to do with that, and we actually bait out a Pumpkaboo, which I was a little bit surprised to see, a Razor Leaf Pumpkaboo, which absolutely shreds Swinub, but we do hit them for monstrous damage with the Icy Wind, not quite one-shot him, which is a little unfortunate, but it does mean we're able to farm down with Ducklett and get to this Bubble Beam to hit the Spinder with, and then hopefully Bulbasaur can sweep. We pull the last shield, so we've got a 2 shield advantage at this point. We're able to farm down the Spinder. They're not able to debuff us with an Icy Wind, and that might be a saving grace because they have a Skuntank in the back, or a Stunky, I wasn't sure which. It's a Skuntank, and the good thing here is that although all the moves are resisted, you're still going to see the Seed Bombs do massive damage, hitting for more than 50%, so double Seed Bomb's going to take them out. We take the win with a 2 shield flex. GG. Alright, jumping into matchup number 2, and this is a Pokemon I've seen a couple of times actually in this cup so far, and that is Umbreon. And Umbreon's a pretty solid Pokemon in PvP in general, but what you're going to see here is that this player either overestimates how bulky Umbreon is in this 500 CP meta, or they underestimate how hard this Brave Bird's going to hit, or they just expect a Bubble Beam, but bang! Gets one shot. Get out of there, Umbreon. As much as I love you, bud, this is not your game. And the main reason we throw Brave Bird is because it's a pretty neutral matchup with Umbreon with all of our team. So we don't mind throwing that Brave Bird and then swapping out, clearing the debuff, and see if Swinub can bait anything out that might be problematic for Bulbasaur in the end game, particularly something like a fire type like Litleo, Growlithe, Houndour. If they've got one of those in the back, we need to know, we need to get it out here and deal with it, especially while we've still got the potential to keep Ducklett so healthy. Now, the Ducklett that comes in to actually meet our Swinub is going to struggle to take us out because we have debuffed them with an Icy Wind, so we're able to survive the second Bubble Beam. It's not going to do enough to take us out. And now we're just left with a Skorupi in the back, which isn't the best matchup for Bulbasaur, but also Ducklett with this one shield is going to be able to put some serious work in, debuff them with a Bubble Beam, and Skorupi can't one-shot Bulbasaur because the poison damage isn't super effective thanks to Bulbasaur's partial poison typing itself, so it only works out neutral, which is an absolute saving grace for Bulbasaur compared to a lot of other grass types that you might be tempted to run in this meta. We're going to see here the Skorupi is going to throw, and it's cross poison. It's going to do a decent chunk of damage. They do get the attack buff, although they don't need it because one more cross poison will take us out anyway, but you can survive one cross poison even if you have not debuffed them with a Bubble Beam. That's fine, but they probably can survive one Seed Bomb if they're at full health as well anyway, so you're probably going to want to land 2 charge moves. So in general, negative matchup, but with the advantage we're able to take, good position for us. Up next against a Litleo lead, and we love to see that on the lead against Ducklett because Swinub and Bulbasaur both do not like to see that thing. The opponent decides to swap out to a Ducklett, and we don't actually have a very hard answer for this thing. This opponent would really struggle with Chinchou with a Litleo on the lead and Ducklett in the back. But either way, it's going to work out for him reasonably well in this game because, like I said, we don't have a hard punish to that Ducklett say swap, but Swinub can put some solid work in. We were able to pressure a shield out with the Body Slam. You can just go straight double Body Slam, but it might not quite KO a Ducklett, especially if they do Bubble Beam debuff you, whereas landing an Icy Wind and then a Body Slam will almost definitely be enough in almost any situation to take them out. So we're able to maintain level shields and get switch advantage in this situation, which is great for us. The Litleo is going to come and farm us down. They'd get about 3 embers worth of energy, which isn't ideal, but it could be worse as well. We're just going to go ahead and throw the Bubble Beam since we get to it straight away. Against the Litleo, debuff them before they throw a move. We're not going to shield this. We want to hang on to the last shield just in case. Depending on the situation, it might come in handy. They've got a Stunfisk in the back, a regular one. Bulbasaur absolutely shuts this thing down. The Mud Bombs do hit for decent chunks of neutral damage, but we can one-shot them with the Seed Bomb, so that game is as good as done. GG to the opponent. Alright, we get a lead here that I actually spoke about back in Season 9. I do have a team using Pikachu Libre that's a very strong team. If you're looking for a team to use it in, yourself, if you've got one at 500 CP or under, one of the links in the description will be to the Pikachu Libre team that was very, very effective. It's very strong. That Flying Press hits for monstrous damage even when it's resisted. It's such a strong move. So we actually swap out to Bulbasaur rather than Swinub because Swinub will be double resisting the electric moves, although the Flying Press will still one-shot. We figure bring in Bulbasaur, see what the opponent wants to do. They actually bring in a Jumpluff to meet us. We boom them with a Sludge Bomb. The opponent surrenders. Good game. Now, if you've looked at the ratings on PvPoke for this cup, you'll know that Cottonee and Galarian Stunfisk are the 2 highest rated Pokemon overall for this meta. And the thing I love about this team is that all 3 Pokemon here deal reasonably well with Cottonee and with Stunfisk. Ducklett's probably the worst matchup against Cottonee on the team just because you have to throw the Brave Bird to one-shot them. If you have Aerial Ace, this is a much, much stronger matchup for you, but we're just going to go for the double Bubble Beam spam and just see what this opponent wants to do. If they do choose to farm us all the way down, we'll probably come in and farm them down afterwards with the Swinub, but we're actually going to be able to force a second shield out of them here if they choose. No, they just let it go. That's fine. They bring in a Ducklett and we decide to swap straight out into Swinub, and that's just because we don't want them getting too far ahead on energy. We do shield up a potential Brave Bird. It is a Bubble Beam, and that is going to cost us pretty heavily because now shield's down. They've got a reasonably healthy Ducklett still going. They can probably one-shot us here. The only hope now is that we can farm down with Bulbasaur and that Bulbasaur hard walls whatever is in the back because they still have a shield advantage. So we're kind of hoping that they shield up this Body Slam here. They don't. Can we get to one more move against a Vigoroth? We can't. We get countered down. This is not a good situation because one Sludge Bomb probably will one-shot Vigoroth along with the Vine Whips, but they've still got a shield. In fact, one Seed Bomb is going to be enough here. Vigoroth is pretty squishy in this meta, and although resisting the counters, Body Slam's very spammy, hits pretty hard. We can't catch a Body Slam On the Ducklett, we fail that, and we're going to be one Vine Whip short of getting to the second Seed Bomb anyway. So the opponent's going to take this one. GG to them. Now, one thing I'm guilty of in this cup oftentimes is not using my shields early enough. It can be very, very advantageous to get shield advantage in this cup because so many things are able to be one-shotted, but also if you hang on to your shields till end game and they've got something that's fast move pressure in the back, they're not going to do you any good. Alright, Vigoroth lead, that's pretty solid for this team. We just don't want to see it against the Swinub. Both Bulbasaur and Ducklett do pretty okay against Vigoroth, but those counters absolutely smash Swinub to pieces. So we're just going to stay in here, I'm going to build up to a Brave Bird and then throw a Bubble Beam. We do get a shield out of them, that's nice, and at this point we can survive a Body Slam from the Vigoroth quite comfortably. It's not going to be able to farm us down afterwards, or they're going to struggle to, and we're going to be able to get 2 more Bubble Beams off if they do for some reason try to farm us down. They're probably going to throw another Body Slam here. That's fine. I think we're going to let this go since they've given up both shields. We're going to farm down and then hopefully be able to sweep end game. We're actually going to come in with Swinub to farm down, just take a little bit of counter damage because we're thinking maybe they don't have a good answer in the back once the Vigoroth is gone. They actually bring in a Ducklett, and because we got this massive energy advantage, we're going to be able to throw an Icy Wind, does a big chunk of damage, and now we can just go for a Body Slam, which is going to take them out. They don't even get a move off. They must have been going straight for a Brave Bird potentially, or they underestimated Powder Snow's energy generation, and now they just got Cottonee in the back, and this is a done deal. We're not even going to need Bulbasaur in this game. Swinub's going to absolutely sweep this end game. Icy Wind, one shot, bang, get out of there, Cottonee, and we take that win. GG. Now, if the Cottonee had have farmed down the Swinub, we would still have been fine because Bulbasaur can survive enough charms to get to a Sludge Bomb. We had a shield to shield at 1 move no matter what it was, and they certainly wouldn't have gotten to 2 charge moves. So a comfortable win either way. Alright, Ducklett mirror match. We're going to choose to build up and throw a Bubble Beam even though we're going to be at the Brave Bird energy, and this is a Water Gun Ducklett on the opposing team, so we're at a slight advantage anyway because we have higher energy generation going on here and we're doing more damage over time with the wing attacks. We are going to shield up a Brave Bird, which is absolutely clutch for us, puts us in a pretty strong position. We've got a lot of energy. The opponent swaps out into a Swinub. We can go ahead and throw 2 Bubble... No, we're not going to quite get to the second one. We should be able to survive this move because it's a Body Slam. Yep, that's fine. And get to 2 Bubble Beams, get this Swinub very, very low, or get that shield back. We don't mind which. We just get them very low. We're going to bring in our own Swinub, farm them down entirely. They shouldn't hit too hard no matter what move it is, just because they're double debuffed. It is the Icy Wind, does a reasonable chunk and debuffs us, but that debuff does not matter because we're going to be able to do big damage to whatever comes in. It's a Shadow Abomasnow. This is absolute Glass Cannon City. I mean, we're debuffed, but that hits for a neutral move, hits pretty hard. That is quite a spicy pick. I know Abomasnow, I think, is actually rated reasonably high on PvPoke, but I was not expecting to see it. But you can see Ducklett with what a few HP can just smash it down with that super effective wing attack damage. We've got some energy, debuff there, Ducklett again, and Bulbasaur's probably going to be able to Vine Whip down, I think, before it gets to 2 Seed Bombs. That's fine. Because they've got Water Gun, they're not going to make it to 2 charge moves, so they have to go for the Brave Bird. We shield it up, it's completely fine. Vine Whip down and take the win. GG. Alright, jumping into the next matchup, and Yo Wahine steps up to the plate, and they're going to be bringing a Pikachu Libre again. Again, probably one of the worst leads for Ducklett to see. Any of those electric types are going to absolutely smash it to pieces. So we swap out to Swinub. The Pikachu Libre is going to stick around and throw a Flying Press, which we absolutely have to shield because it will annihilate us. And they're going to swap out into Shelmet, which is a pretty neutral matchup with Swinub, but we've got a very big energy advantage already. As you can see, the Icy Wind doesn't do that much damage, but it does a reasonable amount. But the Body Slams back from Shelmet don't do that much either, especially debuffed. We can easily survive 1 more of them. So we're now going to start going for Body Slam spam because we can get there so much faster. And we might be able to get a shield or switch advantage in this situation. As you can see, they're going to really struggle to farm us down here. We're almost at 2 more Body Slams. They're going to shield this. They are. We're going to get 1 more Powder Snow off and be able to throw the next Body Slam, which again, force the last shield or give a switch advantage. They're going to give switch advantage up. Libre is going to come in to farm us down, but we can bring in Bulbasaur and start putting some work in. Now, Bulbasaur does resist everything from Pikachu Libre, but 2 flying presses will still knock out Bulbasaur because Bulbasaur is reasonably squishy in the little cup format, and flying press is a disgustingly strong move. There's a reason that no other Pokemon currently usable in the game have this move, because it is absolutely broken. Once they do give it to any other Pokemon, it's going to be disgustingly strong. Now, Skorupi here is going to really struggle to take us out. We're going to save the shield for Bulbasaur, farm down this Skorupi, and hopefully we're going to be in a good stead to finish off the Pikachu. The Skorupi does have energy, so we throw a Seed Bomb straight away, force that last shield. That's great for us. We're able to farm down before they throw, which is a little bit odd. I'm pretty sure they had like 2 charge moves worth of energy there, but they're going to surrender anyway, and we're going to take that win. Good game. Alright, another very strong choice we haven't seen yet is Skarmory, and this is a Shadow Skarmory, and realistically Skarmory might be the single worst lead for this team that we can see. It's not as bad as you would initially think, but we can't swap out because Bulbasaur is very, very much hard-walled by Skarmory. Both Sludge Bomb and Seed Bomb are double resisted, so you're in a very bad spot if that matchup happens. So we got to stay in with Ducklett and just put in what work we can. Because it's a Shadow Skarmory, it's going to be even squishier than a regular one, which is a pretty nice position to be in because it means even the second Bubble Beam is going to force a shield out of them. They swap out to Cottonee, and we're just going to go for a Brave Bird before we dip out to Bulbasaur, just to force that shield or just smash them to pieces, because getting Swinub lined up with Skarmory is a pretty decent position as well. So having the excuse to keep Bulbasaur away from it in this matchup isn't too bad. We're going to build up to almost 2 Sludge Bombs so that we'll have a Seed Bomb ready to throw at the Skarmory as soon as it comes in, because 1 Air Slash will definitely knock us straight out at this health range. We want to throw it, maybe get a shield, maybe chip him down. No, what do I mean get a shield? We already got both their shields, but there's a nice bit of chip damage. We're able to finish them off with Swinub, nice and quick. And now we just got this last matchup to deal with. We can throw Icy Wind spams that they're not going to be able to clear those debuffs because they got nothing left to swap out to. And Barboach isn't really going to be able to do much. Oh, I take that back. It can hit reasonably hard with the Aqua Tail. That's a pretty hard hitting move actually. A good thing we bloody already landed an Icy Wind, but we're able to farm them down and take that win. Good lord, that Aqua Tail took me by surprise, and I played the game last night. Alright, last matchup, so don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying the content, subscribe button if you want to see more, and let's take a look at the last matchup, and it's another Vigoroth lead, and you're going to see a lot of Vigoroth leads in this cup in general, because Vigoroth makes such a good safe swap. That means it's going to be a good lead as well. We're going to shield up the first Body Slam because we haven't thrown a Bubble Beam yet, but we are going to build up to a Brave Bird before we throw the Bubble Beam to hopefully get a shield out of this opponent. I don't recommend throwing the Brave Bird with this particular team, just because it's very easy to end up in a situation where then Swinub is lined up with Vigoroth if they choose to shield. You know, you have to swap out after throwing a Brave Bird. It's a little bit scary. The opponent actually swaps out to a Shadow Venomoth, and I wasn't particularly sure whether I could stay in with Ducklett and farm them down before they farmed me down. I knew it to be pretty close, so I decided to swap out to Swinub, farm down entirely, and have energy to throw at this Vigoroth if it comes back in and tries to farm us down, so we can force at least that last shield out of them, if not take them out. So we've got 1 shield advantage, but this Vigoroth's got energy. It is lightly debuffed, so we're going to let this go, then bring in Bulbasaur and hope it can sweep whatever's in the back. But we're going to get a nasty surprise when we find out that it's actually a Venonat. And Venonat, unfortunately, has access to Confusion, which is going to do big damage. And you're just going to see, look at that. 2 Confusions, finishes off, we don't even get to a move, and we lose with a shield, because the shield just didn't matter at that point. If we shielded the Body Slam from Vigoroth, I don't know how hard Bulbasaur's charge moves would have hit Venonat, but we might have had a stronger chance of still coming back in that game. It would have been a lot closer, for sure. So, thank you guys for watching this far in the video. If you are still here, wish me luck for the Liverpool tournament this weekend. If you're taking part yourself, hopefully see you there. Good luck to you as well. If you've liked and subscribed, you're an absolute legend, and I will catch all of you guys next time.